Hi, so we're sitting here today with Dr. Leroy Blimegger, who's Huawei's Global President for Assurance and Managed Services, and we're talking about what else managed services. So Dr. Leroy, you head Huawei's MS business. Can you tell me a little bit about how it came to be and what it hopes to achieve for its customers?
Sure. Huawei's first MS contract was in 2005 with PBTL in Bangladesh, so some 8 years ago, more or less. But I wouldn't say that that was the start of Huawei's MS business. In 2007, I went to our board, our executive management team, and sold them on the concept of a managed services business. And that was when we created our managed services business unit. So really 2007 was the start of our business. And we started the same way as every managed services partner starts, focusing on cost reduction, OpEx reduction. But I very quickly realized that cost reduction is only one small part of what a managed services partner should do for its customers, for the operators. If you think about the final phase of a 3 or 5 year engagement, and you're going to renew the managed services engagements for another 5 years, if you're only focused on cost reduction, what's the next value proposition? If we reduce the cost in the first 5 years, well, what do you do in the second 5 years? And so when I took over the managed services business, I changed it from being focused on cost to being focused on value.
And so how are you doing that for your customers?
Okay. If we use some of the same metrics that everyone knows for managed services, like MTTR, mean time to resolution, or FCR, first call resolution, and we measure those in a managed services engagement, and we look at if we reduce MTTR by 30%, that means we're being more operationally efficient. But that's only a side effect. That's only a secondary benefit. The real benefit is that when you're fixing problems 30% faster, what you're doing is you're giving the end users their normal experience 30% faster. And so if we change the mindset inside of operations, instead of focusing on fixing a problem in a quick time, and focus on how is it affecting the end user, then you're not fixing it just to meet a KPI, not to meet an SLA. You're fixing the problem to improve the end user's experience. And that's the way that Huawei looks at managed services. We don't look at it from a cost reduction point of view. We get cost reduction, of course.
Sure.
We look at it from improving the end user's experience point of view, which ultimately is going to add value to the customer's top line.
Yeah, can you give me some examples of that, or sort of an example that might pop to mind?
Well, sure. This is actually quite funny because I always used a story about a field maintenance engineer sitting in a Starbucks one morning, drinking his cappuccino, maybe playing a game on Facebook, and he gets an SMS, says there's a service-affecting event on one of the sites he's responsible for. And he doesn't, he looks at it and says, okay, I know where this site is. I know how to fix this problem. I've seen it before. It'll take me 10 minutes. Does he get up and fix it? No. He goes back to his cappuccino. He goes back to his Facebook game. He's trying to level up because he has a 4-hour SLA. He knows he can fix it in 20 minutes, but it takes him 4 hours or maybe 3.5 hours to fix it. And everyone's happy because he met the SLA. But because his mindset is focused on the SLA and not on how that problem is affecting the end users. So a few months ago, we were doing some due diligence in another operator for a managed services engagement, and our team was asking for all the information about field maintenance SLAs. And they got all the information, and they saw that all the problems were being fixed within 10 or 15 minutes of the SLA. And they went back and they said, wow, Leroy didn't make up that story. That really happened. And so what we do is in our engagements, we change the mindset, and we get from the field maintenance engineers to the operations directors to the CTOs, that they're not doing things just from a technical point of view or to meet a KPI or an SLA. They have to be end user centric and not network centric. And that is the biggest difference in the way we provide managed services compared to our competitors.
So it's really a complete shift in the mentality.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so talk to me a little bit about where Huawei hopes to be. Where is it going, and what do you hope to achieve with your customers that maybe you haven't achieved yet and that you're looking forward to?
We started, again, as our competitors started, in the CT space. But if we think about what is coming, if we think about software-defined networks and network function virtualization, the merging of OSS and BSS into a telco OS, how does this affect a managed services engagement? How does it affect any of the services business? So we've been focused for the past 2.5 years or so on building a better OS, making it ready for the cloud, thinking about how we merge CT managed services and IT managed services, which we're providing now, but merge them into a true ICT managed services, where you don't have one platform delivering, CT business and another platform delivering IT business. You have one platform that is delivering an ICT managed services. So the focus has been much more on IT related tools, on understanding the differences, as well as where we can gain synergies in delivering ICT managed services to support an SDN NFV environment.
Great. Well, Dr. Leroy, it sounds like there's some exciting things to come in Huawei's future, and we look forward to what you do. Thank you for talking with us today.
Thank you very much.